What is a linked list? So what is a linked list? Victor? You got the squeaky voice again, so you're saved. Yeah. Hara, what is a linked list?
Um, it's, I guess it's a way to manage nodes or
Yeah. So technically, we're gonna say a data structure that involves collections. Whoops. Collections of nodes. Let's actually Google this one. Linked list. Data elements known as node. Each node consists of two fields. Yeah. A data structure that involves collection of nodes. Um, a node has two fields, its value, and what else, Monica?
Has to field its value and the next node.
Yeah, a reference to the next node. So, yesterday we did numbers, right? But today let's do strings. So, I want to make a linked list that has Hara, and then Monica. So I want to keep track of my students. And we have Daniel and David. So each of these nodes contains the value of the string, but then points to the next node. So I want to build this representation using the code we've already written. So I have a class node and a class linked list. How can I go ahead and maybe we'll give ourselves more? Can we give ourselves more room here? Yeah. Or let me move this terminal to the right. Yeah, there we go. This is kind of different today. But then we can see more. So I want to create this using this code here. How can I do that? Who's up? Daniel? How can I instantiate a new linked list? Let's start there. How can I make any object from a class?
Or you'd have to like create a new class of it. So I'm not sure which one I would have to select. Do I have to like select a new linked list?
Yeah.
So
So we want to
const
do new linked list.
equal. So you maybe declare a const if you want to, like const linked list equals new linked list.
Yeah.
Um,
And then if we console.log that, what will we see?
mm, would it just be an object with like head null and all these methods?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So we have um, an object with head null. The 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 methods exist on the prototype, so they're kind of hidden, but they are accessible, but not directly on the object itself. Um, Okay, so we instantiated a new linked list. Fill it per Excalidraw schema. What do you think, David? How can I get this Hara, Monica, Daniel, David collection?
So then you could do linked list dot prepend and then pass the value David.
Okay. And then how do I get all the others?
Okay, then you would do linked list dot append Daniel. And then same thing for Monica. And then finally Hara.
Okay, and you're claiming that it's going to have the same flow as our diagram.
Yeah, in my head, yeah.
Okay, so let's think about this. Prepend and append when we have nothing makes no difference. So David's the head. And then we're appending, so we're adding it to the tail. So then we have David, Daniel. And then we have David, Daniel, Monica. David, Daniel, Monica.
The last one should be
Hara.
append.
Oh, sorry. So I think we have the exact opposite flow, but let's check it out. So our head node, we have David, yeah, and our head node, we want Hara. So we should change these appends to be what, David?
Those should be prepends.
Yep. Yeah.
So I guess I'm confused in the diagram. When you have the arrows, I thought the arrows point to the head. So like Hara would be the base. I guess I'm just confused by the arrows.
Oh, the arrow is the next property on the node.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. This is hard to make sense of, right? This is really ugly in the console. So wouldn't it be beautiful if we had something that showed Hara, Monica, Daniel, David? So I want a print method for the linked list. So I'm going to do, I'm not going to do function. I can use the shortcut. I can do print. And what do I want to do? At the end of the day, I want a console.log, a string. So I'm going to start with my output equal to this dot head dot value. And let's start there, actually. Let's just console.log that. So let's do linked list dot print. And if I console.log output, what will I see? What will I see in my console? My ugly console in Node. Ketzerin?
You will see the object with head.
Not an object, no. What data type is output?
Or string.
Yeah, so I think we'll just see Hara right now. Yeah, Hara. Which is fine because that's what we want, right? Hara. Then basically, how can we, starting at Hara, go to the next and add that to the string here? So we want to iterate through this linked list. So if we start at this dot head for current, how can we go to the next node? Or any ideas here at all? brainstorm how to do this.
Yeah, if you change const to let and then do current equals this dot head dot next, and maybe put that in maybe on the next line you could do current equals this dot head dot next, and put it in a while loop.
So while current?
Current dot next, because the last one will be null.
Oh.
While current dot next.
Well, current dot next. But then in that case, I do want current to be this dot head, so we don't skip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking inside the while loop, you could change current to
Current equals
current dot next.
Dot next. So this is great. This is going to, and let's just console.log the values. So let's see if this is successful. We want to see basically Monica, Daniel, David, I think. Oh, we see Hara too. And we're missing David. So let current while, let's just do while current. Let's try that. While current. There we go. Now we have all the values. So let's make output just equal to an empty string at first. Whoops. And now we can basically say here, output equals what?
Sorry, you asking me?
Oh, I don't know. I was just talking to the ether. That was weird. I totally forgot to call on someone. Sure, Ryan.
Current dot value plus, I guess you'd want the arrows, right? And it would be output plus equals.
Yep. Yeah.
But then you'd want to change the behavior in the last one because there's no arrow coming.
Yeah. So maybe we can.
Maybe if you change it to while current dot next, and then after the while loop, you could do.
No, but then we don't
current
get
dot
all the
value.
values, right?
Yeah, but you want to treat the last one differently. So
Yeah,
without the
yeah.
arrow, you could do it outside the while loop.
What if we do this? Let current equals this dot head and let output equals this dot head. And then while there's a next, we want to add the fat arrow plus the there we go, I think. Yeah, I think there we go. Let's console.log output. And then we'll talk through this more. That doesn't look right. Dot value. So Monica, Daniel, David, and then I have one bug right here, which is what? It says object, fat arrow.
The value?
Yeah, so I want output to be this dot head dot value originally to grab the head. And now just some formatting, we can put some space. Now this is really nice, right? I really easily can see my linked list and how nodes are pointing to each other. So yeah, this was the challenge, Jiang's mock interview yesterday that we just coded out. Any questions on this one? Okay, so includes. What do I want includes to do? Return true if value is in linked list. false if not. So who can get me started stubbing out this method? So basically naming it and if it has a parameter or not. We'll start there. Kimberly, can you help me stub this out? You there? I don't know if you're talking, but are you muted or? Just okay. Do you any idea how to write this method or? No. Okay. Jazz, how can we get started writing this method?
First, you
Let's start small. How do we just write a method?
okay. So you make I don't know the words, but you say includes and then open close parentheses.
Beautiful.
And then curly braces.
Beautiful. Okay. This is what I mean when I say stub it out. This simple, right? And then what is the parameter? Is there a parameter and what do we call it if there is?
The parameter should be a value.
Yes. So let's call it value. And then let's see that this is working with console.logging value. And here, let's just do linked list dot includes Monica. So we're seeing Monica. Great so far. So I want to return true if it includes the value Monica in one of the nodes and false if it doesn't. Can anyone think of a way to do this or what we need to do or anything to help us?
Yeah, at the outset, you would want a flag value, like let something, I don't know, includes or something equals false. And then after you want to return that value after iterating through each thing in the node list.
Okay. So we'll just say let bool. Sure. So now you talked about iterating through the list, right?
Yeah, you would have to start a while loop, I guess.
Yeah, isn't it going to be very
like
similar to this? So let's just try to do let current. Let's start at the head, right? And while true, we'll come back to that. But if current dot value is equal to what? The passed in value, we want to return true. If not, let's make current equal to current dot next. And here we can just say while current, right? And then if we finish this while loop, what do we know we can return? Because we were unsuccessful.
bool.
Yeah, but I'm going to simplify this to just return false. Yep. So I think this one was not too bad. So let's console.log the return of this method. And we got true. Okay. Let's misspell Monica. We got false. Let's do David. Yeah, I think we're good. So that is includes. We're flying through these, so if you guys have questions, let me know. Or any questions so far? This is going to be your mock today, so try to absorb it. Okay, finally remove our hardest one, right? So if there is a node with the value, remove the node. So what is this going to look like? Let's visually look at this before we try to do it, because it's kind of weird. So let's say our objective is to remove Daniel. That's our objective. Visually, what do we want that to look like? Or visually, what has to change to remove Daniel node from the linked list?
David would have to replace Daniel? Or
Kind of. You're getting there, yeah.
The arrow pointing to Daniel goes to David.
The arrow pointing to Daniel from Monica?
Yeah, from Monica.
There you go. Yeah. So Monica's next property, instead of pointing at Daniel, just goes whoop to David. And then Daniel will just disappear because of garbage collection and the nature of JavaScript, which is nice. So this is all we have to do visually. Find the node before the node we're looking for. Change that. Change the node we're looking for is change the node before it, the next property, to point to 2 nodes away from that node. It visually, it's so simple, but then it's actually kind of hard to code. Anyway, let's try to stub it out. How can I stub out this one? Renata?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't want to take a guess? It's going to be the same as all the others, just a class method.
Sorry, I'm just really tired today. No.
Okay. Jian?
I think you would.
Or
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we can start like remove parentheses, and then inside the parentheses we put value.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm a bit noisy around here.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I think we're good there, so you can mute it up. Thank you. Okay, let's test remove. So let's put in the value. We're trying to remove Daniel, right? So let's remove Daniel. And we're console.logging Daniel. That's fine. Now for the logic. So the logic is most of the time going to be find the node before the node you're looking for. But there's a problem. There's a special case, I should say. What if the node we're trying to remove is Hara, the head node? There's no node before it, but we still do want to remove it. So this is kind of a special case. So how do we remove the head? Let's just think about that, and then we'll worry about the rest later, because head is the special case. So any ideas how we can write logic to detect if the head has the value that we're looking for, and if so, remove it? And what would removing the head look like visually? Say we wanted to remove Hara, what would that look like?
So Monica will be head.
Huh?
So Monica will become head.
Yeah, so our linked list, which is just floating here, kind of separate from these nodes, is actually pointing to Hara right now for its head property. But instead, we're just going to point it to Monica. And then Hara will be garbage collected. I never even showed you this other piece that was happening. But now we need to see it to expand our mental model just a little bit. Okay, so how do we remove the head? How do we ask the question first off, is the value of the head the same as the value we're looking for? Zach, how can we ask that question? Is the value of the head equal to the value that we're looking to remove?
Is the value of the head the value that we want to remove? Could you scroll up a tiny bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the code? Oh, not that far. Is it very similar logic to the includes one, to the include method?
Not this part, no.
Okay.
You can put aside anything else we're thinking about. Right now, we're just want to ask the question, is the head node's value equal to the value that's being passed into this method?
This dot head dot value strictly equals to value.
Yeah, and beautiful technical language there with the strictly equal. Okay, so if that is the case, what do we want to do? We said we want to point the linked list head to now be pointing to Monica.
Do you want to use the prepend method?
No, nothing to prepend. We're removing something, so we're not adding anything.
Would you... No, I was going to say push, but that's for an array, and this is not an array.
So we want to change the this dot head to now point to not to Hara anymore.
This dot head dot next.
Yeah. This dot head dot next, which is equal to the node Monica in this diagram. And now we've gotten rid of this. And that'll be garbage collected. But that's just for the head, right? But let's test that. That'll be nice. So let's actually use our methods now. So linked list dot print, and then we're going to remove Hara and then print again. So we got Hara, Monica, Daniel, David for our linked list, and then we removed Hara, and then we got Monica, Daniel, David. So it worked. But just for the head. Because if we try to remove, let's go to the, yeah. So if we try to remove Monica, what's going to happen, right? Nothing. So if we have the head situation, we can just return the method and we're good there. So that's for the head. But now the question is, well, what about everyone else? So now we have to what? Any ideas? Although this one's pretty tricky.
I think we would have to while loop, right?
Yeah, we're going to need to iterate through. So maybe we can take inspiration from like this. So if we set our current to the head, but how do we want to change this? We really want to see if the next value is the one. So what if I do if current.next value is equal to the value? Then what do I want my logic to be here? So if we're trying to remove Daniel, and right now the current is, let's say, Monica. Monica's next node is Daniel, whose value is the one we want to remove. So we're now at a node before the node we know we want to remove. What to do? What we want to do is just point Monica to now David. How do we do that?
Current dot next.
So current dot next is equal to Daniel. So we don't need to modify Daniel in any way. Oh, sorry. You're right. Current dot next is our pointer. What do you want to set that equal to? Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Could you say like next or
yes? Yeah, like I got confused as I'm trying to teach you guys this concept, right? I just got confused. So this is really hard stuff. And we don't do it that often. So I think that's it. Nope. Certainly not. Can I read properties of null reading? Oh. Should we do while current.next.value doesn't exist? While there's a current, current.next.value equals value. Current.next equals current.next.next. No? Maybe while current and current.next? Does that work? Yeah, looks like it did. So we asked to remove Monica. We had originally Hara, Monica, Daniel, David. And now we have Hara, Daniel, David. Oh, sorry. But in the diagram, we were trying to remove Daniel. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So now this matches the diagram. We're removing Daniel. Okay. I'm not feeling super confident that I'm reaching you guys on this one. But any questions on this method? It might take some time to look at and play around with, which I encourage you to do the last 30 minutes of class because you're going to have to do something similar.
Just have a quick question on garbage collection. What do you mean garbage collection? When does that happen?
I believe it's if a variable has no reference, like it's just floating there and it's never going to be called or referenced again. It will be removed from memory. Yeah, so if somehow JavaScript is smart enough to know that if a variable is not being referenced by anyone ever, it'll just be thrown away so that other things can take its place. But as far as the real implementation details of this, I have no idea. Yeah. Because it's in JavaScript, it's done for us automatically.
That
you might know more than me because you have a background in C, right? And C doesn't, I don't think C has garbage collection. You have to do it yourself. So yeah, you might have more experience in this than I do. Yeah. Oh, isn't it called free in C? You have to free your arrays or something. I don't know. Roman, you're saying something?
Oh, I just said, and it happens like in the engine, right? In the JavaScript engine.
Yeah, well, everything
Everything
happens there.
happens,
That's
right,
the engine is the one running our
Everything.
code.
Yeah.
Yep. Other questions? Okay, nice and short one.